quick first, and hopefully she put those minutes in here.
Oh, you're a two-phone person today.
Huh?
Two phones today.
Always.
Do you always have two phones?
Yeah, work phone and personal phone.
You gotta retire, man. That's crazy.
Every time I went to, they give me more money. How they go?
I bet you.
To work from home.
You're living in we're living in a different time with that, I'll bet you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, now it looks like, pretty much looks like that the guys in Bridgeville are gonna go on strike. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's getting pretty nasty.
Well, we're gonna do this.
So it's not a collective area, everybody has their own contract.
And it's even different, like Washington is steel workers, and Bridgeville is utility workers. Some shops are non-union.
I didn't know you had a non-union shop,
Not, yeah, Pennsylvania State College is non-union.
but you use a lot of non-union workers, subcontractors.
No. Well, yeah, subcontract, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pass this around for anybody to take a quick look at. That is the November minutes. I apologize, I don't have a printed copy of it right at the moment.
You took them, so you know.
Oh, yeah, boy, I took some good ones too. Okay,
Look good.
yeah, look good to me. I'll make a motion to approve the November minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval of the November minutes. Any question? Motion carries. We have no new business. Oh, I forgot public comment, Wayne, I'm sorry. Do you have any public comment?
Up here.
You're here? I wrote that down too. Wayne's here as citizen again. I appreciate that. We have no new business that came through zoning or through the supervisors. Is there anything else that anybody else has? Any discussion on any old business?
I want to bring up, being that,
Sure.
we had a while back, we had a discussion about changing the date of the meetings for people that do come in. I don't know what you want to say, like if they have drawings that aren't ready, and they want to wait. I think that's setting a precedent that we should just keep our meetings when they're assigned, so we don't get into that. I mean, that's the way I feel about it, because everybody else tries to make it for that date. And why can't just keep it going the same way?
I would agree with you. I actually had a long conversation with zoning about that. On the actual meeting date, he was not going to be able to be here either. And so we were not going to be able to, even if we'd have forced the issue and told them they had to get it in early, we weren't going to do it. I used my discretion to say, okay, this one time we'll do that. It is all on me. And I apologize if it created hardship for anybody across the board for coming to a meeting thinking it was here and it wasn't, Wayne. I highly apologize. It was simply a thing of George said that he couldn't make it on the regular one. And he actually only wanted to move it 1 week. I said, look, why don't we go ahead and move it 2 weeks so that there's a buffer if these people have a chance of getting this in. So I'm the one that.
But there
made
wasn't
that
much
call.
time between their meeting and your township meeting when they had that meeting.
Right.
So, but,
Well,
I mean, I understand that, but it's just the idea that, we make everybody else do that.
We do.
And if our zoning guy can't be here, we've had meetings without the zoning guy here before, so it isn't,
I know. Again, it was totally on my call. I apologize if it's upset anybody.
well, I mean, I'm just something down the future, I just think it, you know what I mean?
I don't see it being ever becoming a normal thing. So yeah, I agree. The end of the year is always the worst one, I swear. These, the two meetings that fall into November, December always seem to be the ones that things go crazy on. But, I will take that into account and, pass it on. I am gonna bring up a piece of old business that I will be bringing up at the supervisors
Well,
meeting.
Okay, I hope it's the same thing I'm gonna bring up.
I have not heard anything back about the
Green tree.
stormwater management plan in quite a while. And I am a little bit concerned supervisor meeting, but I fully intend to, in fact, I'm gonna call the solicitor tomorrow and say, look, be ready, because at my last meeting, I'm gonna want some answers as to the
Well-
DEP really hasn't, because if you recall, the ruling was they had X number of days after DEP approved the plan. And I just can't believe DEP hasn't approved this plan yet. I'm just having trouble that they're submitting on time and they're not getting their approvals back. So I am going to be bringing that up at the supervisor meeting that is,
3 weeks.
yeah, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah, because we
That
moved
was
it up.
the Sewer management plan for what?
Stormwater management.
Stormwater management plan
Stormwater,
for
okay.
the old
It's
golf
Buckeye,
course.
Buckeye,
Okay.
what do they call it, Buckeye Water, no, Buckeye.
Yeah, what is it? Green Tree Properties or something, I forget the name of it right at the
Well,
moment.
how much of a deadline did you guys give them? I mean, how much of the extension did you give them?
After DEP approves the plan, they have, that wasn't the problem. They have no real extension. What they have is, they had to submit to DEP, and now it is on DEP, the back and forth with DEP of getting approval. Once they get approval, they only have so many days to have equipment on site. So, the only thing that I can think of is why we're not hearing anything is because they don't have DEP approval. And if I find out they have approval and our solicitor hasn't been on them, I am not gonna be a happy person. So, again, it'll be my last meeting, but, I fully intend to bring it up because it's been too long. It's
That was
been-
something else I was gonna bring up too, but that's,
It's
beat
been
me
4
to it,
years.
which is good, yeah.
It's been 4 years, so it's just getting a little bit too long, so. So those two items of old business, any public input? Well, if that's the case, folks, I will entertain.
Can I?
Oh, absolutely.
How about the Range Resource? Are they doing everything the way they're supposed to do it up there on the new well site? Do we look, who inspects that or what?
There have been a couple of hitches, but it has not been about the well site.
Washington Avenue.
Apparently, they neglected to tell some of their subs that they would not be allowed to use Washington Avenue as an entrance route. And a couple of the subs said, well, my vehicles won't make the bend at Sabo Road. And basically, we wrote back a letter to Range Resources. George wrote them a letter, an email, and said, hey, this was what was agreed upon. You need to talk to your subs about why they don't have equipment that can make the bend. They are not to be on Washington, and we want a sign put up. And I haven't looked to see. I should
Well,
have.
Putting up my snowman and my lighted reindeer. I made a phone call after 4 semis passed me in the scope of about an hour and a half coming in and out.
How many days
Washington
ago?
Avenue. Oh, this has probably been 3 weeks ago, 4
Okay, yeah,
weeks ago.
that's when it,
Yeah,
that's when it
that's-
was all coming down.
That's when it was, but I
Is
had-
there a sign up now?
Well,
No well traffic?
no.
Supposed to have been a sign put up, no well
No.
traffic.
Well, the
The
question
only
I got.
sign on the end of there is a sign that they put up before even the well thing, but it still was not cutting down on the large trucks coming in here, the sign that the township did put up. But the day that I was there, when the 4th one came by, I'd had it, and I just called the township, I called the police department, I called the police.
Have you seen anything in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah.
That's the thing we need to
Oh,
know.
yeah, occasionally, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not like I'm
Take pictures.
fully employed.
You got a camera.
I
Take
get fired.
pictures. Take pictures.
Oh, I could do that on my phone, okay,
Yeah.
I could do that.
Take pictures.
Now,
Question
what size do they not want on there, though?
No, no well traffic is supposed to be
So
traveling
even if
50
it's
to
a tri, even
Wabash.
if it's a triax.
They are not supposed to be
Okay.
traveling off of 50 on Washington.
Okay.
They're to travel off of Sabo on Washington to
Okay.
get to that well pad.
That might sound really dumb, but
Well, you're
With-
gonna get,
with our-
you're
with
you're
our
gonna get guys in cars and pickup trucks going that way.
Well,
And it's kinda hard to stop
the
at.
trouble that you run into, Bill, and I'm saying this only because of my years of longevity, is it's also very frustrating to have cars on a 25-mile-an-hour street going through at 45 and 50 mile an hour. I mean, I'm talking from the end, by the time they get down my place from the end, from Main Street, they fly there, and we never have
Well-
we never have police there.
I think
Just
our police
sitting.
department can still get hold of that radar device that
But-
tracks things.
and I-
Maybe
and
we
I-
need to
and
put
I-
there.
Well,
and
they
I-
have, yeah, don't they have that thing that they bought, whatever, that says how fast you're going and takes
I don't
pictures?
know. But yes, Gary, there, and Bill, yes. Have they stopped the trucks? No.
Alright, so
Now,
we will
speaking
bring-
on that, before you change anything, I was coming through Chartiers the other day, up on the other end of Washington Avenue. And there was a sign down there in Chartiers saying, well traffic, 15 mile an hour. Have they bonded the road? Are they coming in through Chartiers, coming up the back way of Washington Avenue?
They may have finally changed their mind and decided that's how to do it.
But they have to bond Washington Avenue
Washington Avenue is bonded.
all the way?
Washington Avenue, I believe, is the one that is bonded all the way. Because they had Washington Avenue bonded because of whatever the facility they had behind the horse farm there.
Yeah, but Washington Avenue still goes another half mile, 3/4
Well,
mile.
I know,
road.
but then they wanted to rebond it. Well, here's the issue. They wanted to rebond it the rest of to the well pad, and we said, no, we want you coming off Sabo. So at this point, I can't tell you that from the horse farm to the well pad, it is bonded. Because they're not supposed to be using that. They're supposed to be using Sabo to the well pad on
Well,
Washington Avenue.
they gotta use Washington Avenue to, whatchamacallit?
Oldham Road?
No, to,
To where the old horse farm was.
no, where the well, they have a well site up there. That one, oh heck, what's his name? Vic Dossey's daughter.
Vicky.
Yeah. What's her last name?
Radinsky.
Radinsky. They got a well site there. They have
Okay.
to, that's gonna be bonded from
Okay.
Sabo Road to Radinsky's.
Well, no, it was probably bonded from
Well,
50.
it was the other
to
way,
Radinsky's.
right? But it was still bonded from. It's still bonded from Dyson Ross.
I
We had well
can't
sites
guarantee you,
there.
but I believe when I looked at that list, Washington Avenue was one of the ones that was bonded the whole distance of the township.
Well, they do have signs in Chartiers saying well traffic 15 mile an hour.
I saw some orange papery sign after you leave Mount Pleasant Township posted, and I didn't get a chance to stop and see what it read. Do any of you know what it
I
is?
don't know what that was.
It's some kind of like official sign.
Now, one of the things, and I don't think this is us, but I'm gonna bring this up so that maybe you can tell me who to talk to. The traffic flow on Washington Avenue is because GPS has now told everybody that the shortcut to Washington is through Washington Avenue.
I have
traffic-
I have no way to tell you how to fix that. I have
The
asked the
traffic
same
flow,
question.
well, no, what my question is, and I've been-
Caldwell Road's that way for going to Vella.
and I know that you can't have it, but for the first quarter, say from Route 50 out past, say, at least Eleanor Drive, okay, where that's in it. Is there any way other municipalities do something because they put a speed bump?
They're illegal.
Yeah, you know, I do that.
How come the city of Washington is
They
putting
do it,
new
but
ones in?
there is still illegal. Don't you can get.
They're not? Yeah.
They're not?
We cannot put them on the township road. I'll just leave it at that. We cannot be at risk of putting them, that's probably the better way to say it. We cannot be at risk of putting them on the township road.
So the reason being then is they're afraid people are gonna sue them because of what happens when they hit the speed bump, going to a speed more so than.
That's all I could say at this
Okay.
point, so we'll leave it.
Okay, I'm just saying that because, you know.
I get it.
The city of Washington, they've got rid of those little stubby ones and they put these mounds that people go over.
Right.
Right.
It isn't like it's
But
something.
but there are places that still do it. Peters Township does it.
Sure. You can go down and, I can go to Morgantown, because we're still down there a good bit. We doctor a little bit down there and do some other things. You can go back through some of the the
You can
areas
come-
there,
you can-
and they are speed bumped out the wazoo down there.
You can come to the supervisor meeting as a public comment and ask that a resolution be drafted for such a item, and then that would be my recommendation as to how to deal with it at this point. Under public comment, say that you think that the township needs to have a ordinance that allows for speed bumps, and that you think there are certain roads that need it. And yes, to answer your question, if you put in shortest distance on GPS and you want to go from Washington
You're gonna go right
to
on
Avella,
Washington
it's going to take
Avenue.
you down Caldwell Road.
Well, there too, yeah.
That
You
little,
got it.
what could it possibly be, an eighth of a mile shorter?
There's Red Dog Road on the other side, it's gravel road, isn't it? Or they Torrance, well, Torrance is. It's
GPS
still-
doesn't care.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying, but still.
No, you're right.
It's insane. It's totally
But that, and
insane.
that's what, that's.
And that's
what
where people
definitely
get into
happened.
problems, because you get trucks in that to see that they go up that way.
Yeah. No, that's the best I can tell you. But I will bring up the stormwater in Washington Avenue at the supervisors meeting. So, any other public input? How's your light situation down there with range? Did that get resolved? You said the lights were gonna be too bright when they put
Well,
that
I
in.
think I'm used to it probably, or they seem bright anymore, but that's because I took my cataracts off.
Oh, okay. Well,
Why, do they look bright too?
no, I don't. I never drive down that road at night anymore, Kathy.
I
I used to
guess
drive
I'm
down that
used
road
to
at night a lot, but I don't do it anymore. So. All right, so I will ask again. Is anybody interested in making a last motion?
I'll make a motion